Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to start a movie blog. So be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell if this video or any other video on this channel helps you out. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So these are the steps that we're going to take today to set up your first movie blog. We're going to talk about what a movie blog is. We're going to pick a genre and I'm going to talk about why that's important. We're going to niche down and then I'm going to talk about why that's important. We're going to pick a platform and get a domain name. If you click the first link in the description, you can actually get a domain name for free for the first year. And we'll talk about what a platform and a domain name is in this video. The next steps are to simply install WordPress. WordPress is the content management system that we're going to use to help us write blog post faster. I'm going to talk to you about installing WordPress themes and some important changes that you absolutely have to make when you first get started. And then of course, we're going to talk about getting started writing. And then after that, we're going to talk about different ways that you can make money, why it's important that you need to share it on social media to start, right. And then of course, click the link in the description to get started. So first things first, what is a movie blog? Now, obviously a movie blog is where you write about movies and genres. Now it's very important that when you write a blog, and we're going to get into picking a genre right now, it's very important that when you write a blog and you start a blog, you need to pick a niche and then niche down. So in my opinion, the best way to pick a niche is to pick a genre. Now there are all sorts of genres, as you know, within a movie blog. For example, you can do comedy, you can do comedy drama, you can do horror, you can do all sorts of stuff. But when you're first getting started, you want to pick a genre and then niche down. So one example that we could look at is, for example, you could do a movie review on something like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Now, this is an older movie, obviously, but it's important that if you want your blog, your website to get discovered eventually, you have to niche all the way down and start talking about individual movies. What you could do is you could pick, for example, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. You could do a review. Now, what I want to show you is this is a keyword tool that I use to help me find different keywords for writing blog posts. Now, when I just search Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, it comes up as hard. So it's going to be difficult for a new website like yours to rank in Google. If we go over to matching terms, we are going to see that there are various levels of difficulty. As you can see, what I'd recommend is look for something with like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 3, which is not going to be as difficult as simply just Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. What you also do is talk about different subtopics, so niche down even further, and talk about individual topics within the movie. Now, again, this is only important when you're just getting started because you have no domain authority. Nobody knows of your website. It's going to be hard to start ranking. So if you can niche down and talk about Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs mayor, so maybe some features and benefits and some weird things about him, you're going to be able to get discovered on Google and Bing and Yahoo, but you're also going to start building domain authority, and then you can eventually start ranking for some more difficult words. Now, another thing that you could do is you could start a silo or a vertical in something that's going to be off the beaten path. Maybe movies that weren't theatrical releases, maybe something that went just straight to DVD. Another thing you could do is you can do like older cult classics and talk about some of the benefits that way. But again, that's going to be pretty competitive. So if we jump back over to our little slideshow here, this is where we're at. We're at niching down. And again, this is important if you want to get discovered. The best way I can show you is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, very difficult. But if we do Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs cop, not so difficult, or mayor, not so difficult, you simply write content and you can get discovered. So you can start there. Let's go back over here. And then to get started with your blog, you need a web hosting provider, you need a domain name, and you need to install WordPress. Now, so basically what web hosting is web hosting is where you're going to rent out some hard drive space from a company, and they're going to store your internet files. And when I say pick a platform, we're going to use the first link in the description as our platform. You can get started for like $3.95 per month, and they actually give you a domain name for the first year. You absolutely need a domain name because that's how people are going to reference you. For example, if we go back over to this right here, it says musicgateway.com. That's the domain name. That's how people are going to reference you. Now, when you get started, I recommend that you pick a domain name that's either related to your genre or your niche or something that has to do with movies in general. Now, if you click the first link in the description, they'll actually show you how to do it step by step, picking your domain name and getting up and running. So go through the process. We're right here. We'll go through the process and install WordPress. So what's going to happen is you're going to click that first link in the description. It's going to walk you through the process of getting started with your web hosting and your domain name. The next thing they're going to have you do is what's called a one-click install, where you're going to install WordPress. Now, the reason why we want to install WordPress is because it's going to help us write blog posts faster. It's going to change the way that our website looks. That's called our theme. And it's going to actually allow us to add different features and functionality that might be important to us later. So very important that you actually go through, install WordPress. It's a very easy process. Installing WordPress probably takes about 10 or 15 minutes at this point. And then let me show you a few things that you need to do. Once you install WordPress, you're going to have a back office that looks like this. Now, what we need to do is we need to do a few different things. One, we need to install a WordPress theme. We need to make some changes on our account. These changes are vitally important for your success. And then we need to start writing. So what we need to do is we need to install a WordPress theme. Now, you'll get a theme by default, but I recommend that you don't use that. Use something that's a little bit more custom, a little bit more premium. What you can do is you can actually use a WordPress theme, a premium theme that you find over on a website called ThemeForest. Now, the cool thing with ThemeForest is they have a bunch of premium themes, so themes that cost you a little bit of money, that will actually be more relevant and actually add more features and functionality. So what we're going to do is we're just going to type in movies, and there's going to find some movie themes that are for WordPress. So what we're going to do is you can spend, I recommend that you get a premium theme. You don't have to get a premium theme, but it just looks a little bit better. So what you would do, let's say you use ThemeForest, you would find a theme that you like, buy it. So you can click on this, you're going to buy it. Whoops, we'll get rid of that. Add to cart, buy it. You're going to download a zip drive to your desktop or your computer, your local computer. The next step is to go over to Appearance, go to Themes, and we're just going to add that new theme. We're going to click on Add New. We're going to then click on Upload Theme. Then you're going to drag that theme that you just downloaded to your computer. You're going to drag it right here or click on Choose File. You're going to activate that theme, and then your website's going to look a little bit different. So just to show you as an example, this is an example of a WordPress theme. See how it looks a little bit odd, a little bit different? This is an example of a theme. There are tons of themes out there. I recommend that you get a theme related to your niche, which was going to be movies. So after we install the WordPress theme, let's make a few changes. Now, we're going to go down to Settings. We're going to go to General, and these are important. You want to make sure that you change your site title to something that's relevant to your niche. So you could create it, let's say, the comedy blog, and then your tagline is going to be the only place to find all news and information related to comedy. And then the next thing you want to do is scroll down and make sure that you change the time zone to whatever your time zone is. Click on Save. The next step after that is we're going to go to Writing. We don't need to do anything into Writing or Reading. We can leave those as is. Actually, with Reading, very important, you want to make sure that you leave this unchecked. You see where it says Search Engine Visibility? Leave it unchecked. If you check this box, your website will not be discovered on Google or Bing or Yahoo. So make sure that you leave this unchecked. Also, make sure that you have your homepage displayed as your latest post. And then we make sure that you go down and save it. The other important thing that you need to do, we're going to click on permalinks. When you go into permalinks, it's set to plain by default. We want to make sure that we change this to post name because this is going to help with search engine optimization. Now, I'm sure you've heard that term before. If you haven't, basically it helps your blog or your website get discovered by Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo. And the reason why this is important is people are going to be searching. Let's go back over to Ahrefs. People are going to be searching things like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs Dad. And so when you create a blog post, for example, we are going to, let me just copy this right here. When you create a blog post, you are going to title your blog post, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs Dad. And if we jump back over here to the post name, it's going to say webhostingrewind.com/Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs Dad. It's going to help us get us discovered organically on the search engine. So once we have that, make sure that you click on Save. Now again, change that to post name, click Save, and then we can start writing. Now, when you start writing, you're going to want to click on Post. Now, make sure it is Post and not Pages. We're going to simply click on Add New, and then we are going to add the title, and our title is going to be the keyword that we found during our keyword research phase. Make sure that you capitalize all of these, so Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and then you simply answer the question. Now, the best way to figure out what your customers want or what your viewers want is to look and see what other people are saying. Maybe you want to give an overview about the dad of the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. So you go ahead, write that out, and then you click Publish. Once you do that, your website, your blog post is going to be live. Now, let me just jump back over here to our thing here. Let's see, click on present here. So we are in the start writing stage. We just started writing. What we need to do next is we need to talk about some ways to make money. Now, there are a few different ways to make money. You can make money by having ads placed on your website. Those are, you can actually work with a company called Google AdSense to get started, and you're going to get paid pennies on the dollar. It's not going to be a lot of money at first, but as you continue to write and grow, you're going to make more money. And as you get more page views, you can start working with other ad networks like Ezoic and AdThrive and Media.net. And so just keep writing at the very beginning, write 30, 40, 50 blog posts, and then start looking at different ways to monetize. And when you first get started, because Google and Yahoo, they don't know who you are and they don't really know about your website, it's important that you share on social media. So what you can do is you can find relevant Reddit subreddits, you can find Facebook groups, you can share it to your friends and family, but don't expect your friends and family to read your blog post in the very beginning. But find different niche groups that are going to be interested in your topic. You can even start a Twitter account or a Facebook page and share it there. Now, when you first get started, it's very important that you write daily. You want to write probably 50 blog posts to get discovered. And so eventually, once you start getting discovered, you can kind of pull back on that. Other ways that you can make money is you can actually recommend like different snacks. You can recommend Fandango or other affiliate programs that are related to the movie niche. Now, that's called affiliate marketing. You're simply going to recommend or sell other people's products and services. There are tons of affiliate programs out there. You could also recommend like maybe movie chairs or, projectors, things that are going to be relevant to the movie niche. So again, those are some ways that you can make money. You can also sell some digital products. If you have digital products that are related to movies, you can maybe create something like the 35 best kept secrets. If you have a book, an ebook, you can sell that as well on your website. And as I mentioned, it's very important that you write 50 blog posts. And once you write 50 blog posts, you can take a step back and analyze how well you did. But it's very important that you get up and running writing today. So make sure to get started. The first thing you want to do is click the link in the description, go through the process, watch this video again if you need to, but this was a step-by-step guide on how to start a movie blog. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell if this video or any other video on the channel helps you out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.